Hello and thank you for joining this video lesson. Today I'm excited to present you a lesson entitled How Does an Engine Work? This lesson is designed for students learning English for specific purposes, particularly in technical fields like automotive engineering. So let's have a closer look at it. As you can see, I'm using MozaBook platform, which I find to be an incredibly useful and convenient tool for both teachers and students due to its interactive features. To prepare for this lesson, I initially created content in Canva and then I downloaded it into MozaBook. The lesson itself focuses on understanding the working principles of the internal combustion engine. It offers a structured way to develop technical vocabulary, reading, listening and speaking skills, and work on problem-solving tasks in English. Now, let me demonstrate how to use this lesson effectively. First, you can start by introducing the objective, telling the students that they will learn about engine components, understand the four-stroke cycle, and use specialized vocabulary to analyze typical engine malfunctions and offer practical solutions. In the Get Ready sections, you can highlight the importance of knowing engine parts and their functions. You can give short explanation of why engines are essential in cars, then brainstorm the main engine parts using the image provided. I've also added a vocabulary list of basic engine components translated into Ukrainian to make it easier to learn. To make this part of the lesson even more engaging and interactive, I've added a 3D scene of an engine. These scenes in MozaBook are powerful tools for enhancing interactive and visual learning, allowing users to manipulate the objects. Well, as you can see, everything is in Ukrainian, but you can click on the settings and change the language into English. And now, look, you can use it during our English lessons. So, you can learn the parts of an engine. You can zoom in, rotate, look at it from the different sides, and you can explore in details such components like piston, valves, spark plugs, crankshaft, timing belt. The 3D model also includes the labels. Here they are. And when you click on these asterisks, you can read an additional information about each of the components. This model shows how the engine works in 4 cycles. Each cycle is presented separately. So the first stroke is intake, compression, power, so you can replay it again if you want. You can even close this window. And the last stroke is exhaust. This 3D scene also includes animation. So what does it mean? The narrator
We know that cars are powered by engines, but how do they do this?
The
rotating motion of an engine's crankshaft is transmitted to the wheels by the drive shaft. The gearbox changes the number of rotations of the driven wheels.
Well, if it is difficult to understand, you can even add the subtitles.
In low gear, the output of the engine is high,
or you
but the
can
speed
hide
is low.
them.
In high gear,
when you click
the car
on this
is faster
icon,
and
you
uses
see
less fuel,
the
but
text.
accelerates more slowly.
So you can use it, you can listen and read the text simultaneously.
Is the 4-stroke auto engine.
You see that most of the terms are highlighted.
It converts the alternating vertical motion of the pistons into the rotation of the crankshaft. The crankshaft drives the drive shaft
By
and the
the way,
camshaft.
let's pause it. We can check our knowledge by doing some interactive quizzes. Just gap fill. Where is the crankshaft? This is the crankshaft, the piston. So students can play and practice their knowledge. Valves. And a camshaft is here. So everything is correct. So this is another exercise, and more importantly, you can generate your own exercises and add it to your lesson. For example, single section, generate, and it will open a new window. Wow. Which of the following is marked in the picture? Well, if you cannot see the details, you can zoom it in. What's this? Now let's choose timing belt, ignition distributor, engine block, or gearbox. I think it is an ignition distributor. So, is it correct? Yes, it is correct. Well, let's try another exercise. So, well, if you want to save it, you click yes. I don't want to save it. Okay, let's do another. Let's try another exercise. Wow, where is an engine block? Air filter, exhaust manifold. Sorry, ignition distributor, gearbox, intake manifold. I hope it is correct. Wow. So it's very interesting for students as well, and for teachers as well. What about cylinders? When you click on the cylinders and choose the option labeling, it will generate you another exercise. Yes, about cylinders. Piston, camshaft, and crankshaft. So everything is correct. I will close it. No. Well, after finishing work with a 3D scene, students can move to the reading and listening part of the lesson. While reading the text about an internal combustion engine, you can use different tools to highlight the words. For example, you take the marker and highlight the words you need. For example, fuel, compress, cylinder, and so on. Well, you can use pencil to underline something, explosion, and to mark the sentences as true or false, as in this task. But I've created an additional exercise. Well, it is the same. So you read the sentence and choose if it is true or false. The crankshaft connects to the spark plug. No, it is not true. Fuel is compressed by the piston. It should be true. Air enters the cylinder through the valves. And don't forget to check your results. Everything is correct. This exercise is about listening. So you click on this icon and you see the multimedia
Scholars
player.
Encyclopedia. I to
So
J
you can listen and read the
/644.
text at the same
Internal
time.
combustion engine.
Well, to strengthen the vocabulary, I've created additional tests. Match the words with their definitions. So you see the terms and the definitions. A reservoir that holds oil in the engine. So this is the sump. So you just match them. A device that opens and closes to control the flow of fluid. This is valve. A device that ignites fuel using electricity. So this is the spark plug. Check the results. It is correct. When the option is not correct, it will be red. So let's look at another test. So we have to fill in the gaps. Controls the flow away into an engine. Well, we have to drag and drop the word into the correct space. Holds the engine's supply of oil. The sump. Oh, sorry. The sump. Valve. The spark plug fires in the cylinder. And again, we check the results. Well, if you don't know the answer, we can click on this tick and it shows you the right answers. If you want to redo the exercise, you click on this icon, home. No, I should close, yes. And we can redo this exercise again. And the last exercise, the last test is to put the words into the correct order. These are the cycles of an engine. So the first one is intake, then compression, power, and exhaust. Then we pass to the listening part, which focuses on engine failure. In this activity, students listen to a conversation between two mechanics discussing causes of engine failure. So clicking on this icon, you see a multimedia player. So let's listen and do the task.
I'm still not sure what caused the engine to fail.
I'm pretty certain that it was an oil leak.
Really? I was thinking bad spark plugs.
It couldn't be that. The spark plugs are old, but they aren't damaged.
So the sump is cracked.
The sump isn't the problem.
It isn't? But then how could there be an oil leak?
Look inside the cylinder and tell me what you see.
The walls are discoloured and damaged. It looks really dirty too.
Exactly. Do you have any idea what caused that?
My guess is that oil got in there. Ah, so it was the piston rings.
Exactly. They wore out and oil leaked into the chamber.
So the causes of an engine failure were piston rings and oil leak. In the next exercise, students have to listen to the dialogue again and complete the conversation with the missing words. So let's open the exercise and try to do it together.
I'm still not sure what caused the engine to fail.
We can stop the audio. I'm still not sure what caused the engine to fail. So we had to write not sure. I'm still not sure what caused the engine to fail.
I'm pretty certain that it was an oil leak.
I'm pretty certain it was an oil leak.
Really? I was thinking bad spark plugs.
Really? I was thinking bad spark plugs. Okay, so if you want to check your answers, so you see that is correct. And if it is very difficult for students to guess the missing words, they can just click here and see the correct answers. Well, You can ask, after finishing this task, you can ask students to act this dialogue in pairs. This task is an excellent way to simulate real-world interactions in professional field. And the last part of the lesson is speaking. It focuses on problem-solving task, that is analyzing malfunctions. The students work in this part of the lesson. The students are presented with a scenario where an internal combustion engine isn't working properly. Students work in pairs or groups to identify possible causes of the problem. Using vocabulary they learned, they suggest potential solutions and then discuss it. This task can help them to express their ideas. They have to match the possible causes with their solutions. Here you can see the causes: weak or dead battery, insufficient fuel supply, defective ignition switch wiring, malfunction in fuel injector, faulty spark plug, clogged air filter. And the solutions: check the air filter for dirt or debris, clean or replace it to ensure proper airflow. So I think that the problem was clogged air filter, so that we have to check the air filter for dirt or debris, clean or replace it to ensure proper airflow. Yes, it is correct. So you can ask students to make some sentences to practice better. For example, I think that the problem of the engine failure is clogged air filter. So let's try check the air filter for dirt or debris, and so on. Test the battery with a voltmeter, recharge the battery, or replace it if necessary. So it is weak or dead battery. So this is the cause and that is the solution. If the battery is dead, weak, we have to test the battery with a voltmeter or recharge it or replace it. Remove and inspect the spark plug, clean or replace it if it is worn out. So it is definitely faulty spark plug, so you have to remove and inspect the spark plug or clean or replace it if it is worn out. Encourage students to share their thoughts in English, linking technical concepts to real applications. This activity improves problem-solving skills and helps students to apply their knowledge in practical context. And at the end of the lesson, you can sum up the information they've learned and ask some reflection questions to encourage students to think critically or reflect on their learning. For example, you can ask such questions like, which part of the engine is the most important and why? What challenges do you think mechanics face when diagnosing engine malfunctions? And again, you have to encourage students to share their ideas in English. If it is very difficult for students to do it in English, but they know how to do it in Ukrainian, let them do it in Ukrainian and then try to work out the translation into English together. This lesson combines theoretical knowledge with practical communication exercises, integrating professional English with real-world technical concepts. I really hope you'll find this lesson useful and informative. Thanks for watching and see you next time.